Okay, real talk. So many moms want to breastfeed, but their milk supply never fully comes in or it drops off way too soon. And I hate to say this, but a lot of the times it's not because their body has failed them, it's because they were set up for failure right from the start. Today, I'm going to share three huge mistakes that can destroy your milk supply before you even get started breastfeeding. These mistakes are sneaky because they don't just affect your supply today, they can actually mess things up for weeks to come, making it harder and harder to recover. And listen, if you don't know about mistake number three, it could literally make or break your entire breastfeeding journey. So stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what not to do so you can start off strong. All right, mistake number one is a big one, waiting too long to start breastfeeding. And this happens all the time, not because moms don't want to breastfeed, but because they don't really realize how critical those first few hours really are. Here's the deal. Your baby is born with a natural instinct to latch, but that instinct fades fast. If you wait too long to nurse, your baby might get sleepy or fussy or even too frustrated to latch properly. And guess what happens next? Low milk supply. Because the first few feeds sends a signal to your body that says, hey, we need milk. Let's get this production going. So what can you do? Great question. Make sure your baby gets skin to skin time ASAP after birth and nurse within the first hour if possible. This is called the golden hour, and it's one of the best things that you can do for your milk supply. Now, if that mistake wasn't sneaky enough, mistake number two is even worse because it actually tricks moms into thinking they're doing the right thing when in reality it's destroying their supply. So let's get into it because this one is a game changer. Your baby is not eating on a schedule just yet. They need to nurse on demand, which means feeding them whenever they are showing hunger cues, even if it feels like they just ate. But here's where so many moms go wrong. They hear from well meaning family members or even hospital staff that they should wait a certain number of hours before feeds. And that is a recipe for disaster. As a matter of fact, let me know in the comments. Have you ever heard that thing about babies should only eat every 3 hours or so? If you've heard this, you are not alone. Instead, what you actually need to do is nurse at least 8 to 12 times every 24 hours in those early days. And yes, that includes waking your baby up if they're sleeping too long. Because here's the thing. The more your baby nurses, the more milk your body will make. It's literally a supply and demand system. So now let's talk about the biggest mistake that tanks milk supply fast. And this one happens to so many moms that had every intention of exclusively breastfeeding, but ended up unintentionally lowering their milk supply. Listen, there's nothing wrong with supplementing if that's the right choice for your family. But here's where things go sideways. Moms are often pressured into giving formula early on, before their milk supply is fully established. And when that happens, it can drastically lower their supply before they can even get a chance to make enough milk. I see this all the time. Moms are told that their baby needs more milk in the hospital, right? So then they give a bottle of formula and then another and another. But here's the part no one tells them. Every time your baby drinks formula instead of breastfeeding, your body gets the message that it doesn't need to make as much milk. And just like that, your supply starts to drop. So if you ever need to supplement, that's fine. Just make sure that you're also stimulating your milk supply, either by nursing first or using a pump. This helps the demand to stay high so that your body continues to make enough milk. Now, knowing these mistakes is huge, but what if I told you that there are easy, natural ways to actually increase your milk supply fast? That's exactly what we're going to talk about in the next video. So click on that now and I'll see you there. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up so more moms can avoid these mistakes. But for now, go watch that next video so you can learn how to naturally boost your milk supply. See you there.